He's nodding to us again. He came and told us. One four bronze. Okay. One four bronze. Really long or quick? One four bronze. Yeah.
begin this solemn occasion full of joy by singing our national hymn. Please remain standing. I call upon our Vice President, Sarah Clift.
We would like to begin today's celebration for the class of 2020 by acknowledging that we are in Mi'kma'ki, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. This territory is covered by the treaties of peace and friendship, which Mi'kmaq, Maliseet, and Passamaquoddy peoples first signed with the British Crown in 1726. The treaties did not deal with the surrender of lands and resources, but in fact recognized Mi'kmaq and Maliseet title and established the rules for what was to become and remain an ongoing relationship between nations. I think of this celebration today as a kind of homecoming. After all, for this occasion, many of you have returned to your home here at King's, in Halifax, and in Nova Scotia. And indeed, all of us at King's heartily welcome you home. But what better time is there in the context of a land acknowledgement to take a moment to reflect upon just how complicated our notion of home might be? For in a certain sense, all non-Indigenous peoples of this land are, to one extent or another, not quite at home. Or, from the point of view of reconciliation at least, perhaps we need to think about how our being at home on this land, in Chibuktuk, and at this college might be inseparable from learning how to become better guests in Mi'kma'ki. So if I may, I would like also just to take a moment to point out the many different levels on which we might try to engage in reconciliation efforts. As an educational institution, we have the duty to work toward the calls to action, which, as you'll see, now adorn the hallways and staircases of our college. But I would say we are ethical beings primarily, and in the first instance, as individuals in concrete and embodied relationships with others. So in that context, perhaps it isn't quite enough to engage with reconciliation in abstract ways, important though those are, at the level of policy decisions, funding allocations, and the like. Perhaps the point, though, is to try to ground those abstract engagements, those policy decisions, and those political efforts in our personal relationships with one another. So reconciliation between Indigenous and non-Indigenous peoples in this country is a political project that will occupy us for generations. But let us also seek to help it happen every day, between and among us as peers, mentors, and friends. Welcome home, King's Grads.
And now, this prologue will conclude with an acknowledgement of higher and spiritual powers. The college chaplain, Dr. Rennell Engels, will recite the college prayer.
O God, who hast taught us by thy holy apostle to hold fast that which is good, we give thee humble thanks for all our benefactors and for the lives and good examples of all who have truly served thee here, beseeching thee to make us worthy to follow in their steps. Keep us under the protection of thy good providence. Bless us as thou alone canst bless. Prosper us as thou alone canst prosper. Guard us as thou alone canst guard. Let not the wicked prevail against our habitation, but let our university stand as a fortress of truth and purity and right. Take from us all that may hinder godly union and concord, that we may with one mind and one mouth glorify thee. Amen.
Please be seated. On March the 13th, 2020, President William Leahy made a promise to the class of 2020 that whatever the future held, there would be a celebration of your graduation in whatever form would be possible. I'm not sure that anyone at that time thought it would be over 2 years before this could happen, but I introduce the president of King's College and vice chancellor as someone who keeps promises.
Madam Chancellor, colleagues, family and friends, and I think everyone will agree, most importantly, members of the class of 2020. Wow, the class of 2020 is in the house. And almost as remarkably, the sun is shining in Halifax on May 6th. So welcome back, welcome home, both to those of you here with us at the Cohn and to all of you joining us on live stream. We see you too. We feel your presence. We are celebrating with you and your family and friends as well. So let's start with something that is long overdue. So I'm going to ask the platform party and family and friends, all our guests, those watching from afar as well as those here, let's give the biggest round of applause we can possibly give to the class of 2020. So, graduates, time to return the favor. Let's hear the biggest noise you can make, with applause, for your family and friends and for all the faculty members and staff, and thank you for my colleagues being here today, for the faculty members and staff whose dedication to you made your King's and Dalhousie education both possible and wonderful. Let's hear from you. That's pretty darn good. Hello, class of 2020. Before I say anything more, I just want to pause just to drink in the sight. You, your friends and families present with us at King's, even though we are in Dalhousie. We've done our best to make it look like King's, as you can see. It's a good metaphor for our relationship. We're here to celebrate you, and we have been anticipating this moment for a very long time. And the promise of today and your return has sustained us. Over the past 2 years, much that we took for granted about our world, and we took too much for granted, has been suspended or utterly changed. There has probably been too much talk about resiliency, and people are tired of being exhorted to be resilient. But you have been resilient, and you have persevered, and you have overcome. We all have been called upon over and over again to put our abiding faith in love, hopefulness, friendship, and kindness into practice under extraordinary conditions, especially for the most vulnerable to the pandemic and for those whose everyday vulnerability has been accentuated by the pandemic and by our response to it. And like students of all ages, recent graduates, and young people everywhere, the weight of our response to the pandemic has fallen heavily on you. With the class of 2021 that we will celebrate this afternoon, you are unique in the 233-year history of our college. You are also our heroes. In the early days of the pandemic, the chorus of a favorite Bruce Springsteen song, called appropriately Into the Fire, was much on my mind as I thought of you and our faculty and staff and all the people of King's. Paraphrased for this moment, it would go like this: Your strength gave me strength, your faith gave me faith, your hope gave me hope, your love gave me love. Until 2020, Encenia happened in each of the previous 231 years of our long history. It happened in every year of the First World War, the 2 years of the last global pandemic that followed, and in 1920, it happened just months after the Great Fire that destroyed our Windsor campus. There was an Encenia in each year of the Second World War when the college buildings were being used to train naval officers. The sacrifice of Encenia in 2020 and 2021 was heartbreaking for all of us. But you are graduates, just the same. Graduates who, with the class of 2021, will always stand apart. You completed courses and earned your degree in previously unfathomed conditions. You graduated into a world of intense economic and political uncertainty, lockdowns, social strife in every direction, rising costs, housing shortages, and for the last 60 days, more than 60 days, the horrors of the war in Ukraine. I have no doubt that through it all, you have found ways to live by the precepts of communal life and learning of your matriculation oath. You have put love of learning and of others into action, against and in spite of the pandemic. We celebrated and honored your accomplishments from different places, but together in spirit with online graduation. Always with the promise we would come together offline to say hello on the other side and to say goodbye properly. As just mentioned, I doubt any of us thought it would be 2 years later during yet another phase of a still continuing pandemic. Your lives have carried on. Your college has carried on. But we know looking forward that carrying on as before is no longer good enough. Together, we must be the change at King's and in the world we said was urgently needed in the wake of each of the events of the last 2 years that confronted us and everyone with the systemic injustices of the world. So today's celebration is a metaphor for our situation. In all the ways it is like the insignia that might have been. It vividly demonstrates our love for the traditions of King's and our gratitude for all that King's has done to make us into the human beings and the community that we are and aspire to be. But in all the ways today is unlike insignia, it equally shows, yes, our resiliency, adaptability, and our willingness to preserve cherished traditions while we change King's to do our part for reconciliation, equity, diversity and inclusion, accessibility, and wellness and safety for everyone, including for Mother Earth. This is what you called for and worked towards as students and as alumni over the past 2 years. It is what you work for still. It is what your generation is calling for from all the institutions of our society, your university included. Your hopefulness for the better future we can and must create is inspiring. In the fullness of time, this will be the true and better measure of your unique place in the history of King's. King's is changing, precisely to make what you know is already great about King's available to those for whom it has been beyond reach and those who have felt unwelcomed here. It is also changing to be enriched by those, be they students, faculty, or staff, who will decide that a changing King's is for them. To make these words into reality, all of us have to be as determined as you have been. So I'm honored, and I hope it goes without saying, wildly happy to see you here today. Your return brings joy and new life to the college, just as your arrival did on a move-in day or first day of classes that may now seem long ago. You have stuck with us and with each other, demonstrating the universal value and indomitable strength of the essence of King's and the goodness we strive to stand for. You have made history. You have made us proud beyond measure. You are now the new generation of alumni from whom King's will seek continued guidance as we work to repair our past and chart our future. Through your light, King's will be reflected and made into our even better self. I, for one, will be looking for your guidance and praying, as I did in the early days of the pandemic, this time in Bruce's own version. May your strength give us strength. May your faith give us faith. May your hope give us hope. May your love give us love. Let's enjoy this day. Thank you.
It's a very great honor to introduce Dr. Eli Diamond, who is a professor in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences of Dalhousie University, which is the basis fundamentally of everything we do at King's College. I'm now going to list the importance of his contributions in ascending order as we approach Everest. He's a professor of classics, but also chair of the Department of Classics at Dalhousie University. He is a celebrated lecturer on the music of the world historical figure formerly known as Prince. He is the coordinator of the first section of the foundation year program, so the person who introduces our first year course in humanities to students from the beginning. He serves as a tutor in the foundation year program. Remember, this is ascending order. And finally, he has shown himself to be a friend to all King's students and faculty. Eli has come today to present greetings from the great Dalhousie University, of which this Rebecca Cohn Auditorium is such an important part.
Good morning, graduates. Good morning, family and friends of the graduates. It's only very recently that we realized that Dean Yuri Gentar would not be able to be here about 50 minutes ago. So this is not the most well-prepared speech that you will receive today. But Dean Gentar really did want me to extend his regrets that he could not be here. Although I won't lie, I'm actually quite excited to get the chance to address King's Insignia. I probably met many of you in the very first month that you were at King's, and so to be able to see you on the other end is a real delight and an honor. And I myself graduated with a BA in Classics and Contemporary Studies about 20 years ago. And I took CSP 3000 on science with Dr. McHewitt and CSP 4000 with Dr. Glowacka, and so I feel close to you today. One of the reasons I think King's is the best place to do an undergraduate degree in Canada is this deep and historical connection with Dalhousie University. And what better symbol of this that we're here in the Rebecca Cohn in the Fountain School of Performing Arts at Dalhousie. Almost every one of you took classes at Dalhousie. You studied a language here. You studied performing arts, perhaps. Maybe you pursued social sciences or humanities or science. And you learned right from your first year from Dalhousie professors like Dr. Roberta Barker and Dr. Chike Jeffers and many others who delivered key lectures in your first year. And then after your first year, you moved on to your second year, and many of you did degrees or minors or majors in Dalhousie departments. Some of you might have found King's a little claustrophobic and actually were relieved to move over to Dalhousie in the second year. But your connection to those departments and the faculty members at Dalhousie, for many of you, were probably equally defining of your university education as your crucial ties to King's. And you probably attended talks and performances and spent late hours in the Killam Library. And conversely, what you King's students mean to Dalhousie's Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences is completely definitive for us. Right? The preparation that FIP gives to students and the students that King's attracts to Halifax gives us some of the most delightful students to teach imaginable. Personally, if it weren't for King's students, I would have about five people in any of my classes, so I'm very grateful for you indeed. And so Dalhousie is so grateful for its connection to King's and so grateful that we're able to meet and teach some of the most remarkable students anywhere. And so on behalf of Dean Gentar and all the faculty over at Dalhousie, especially the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, I convey the warmest congratulations to you on this long-delayed day. And if you'll indulge my classics professor for just one moment, I'll convey to you the words that the Greek philosopher Plato used to idiosyncratically sign every one of his letters at the end with the words "eu pratein," which means do well or be good. So congratulations, and congratulations to the families of the graduates and friends for this wonderful day.
It's with great regret that Sherry Borden-Colley, Dr. Designate of this university, not be with us today, but we have greetings, which will be projected.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is with great honor that I greet the class of 2020. Although I'm wearing dark glasses right now for health reasons, I feel the warmth and brightness of this wonderful community. Prior to 2020, no other class had gone through the challenges you faced due to this world pandemic. You faced the unknown as classes were delayed or changed to virtual learning, and as annual traditions, including convocation, was postponed. You adapted to these changes with patience, sacrifice, and resilience. These are all traits you can pass on to others to prepare them for any difficulties they may face in their professional and personal lives. My final words for you are to give to others what has been given to you through mentorship, encouragement, kindness, and opportunities. Your reward will be tenfold.
Dr. Sarah Clift will introduce the class of 2020.
Mr. President, I present to you the following graduates of the class of 2020.
Ectoro tate mea et totuus universitatis confirmo vos admitios es ad gradium.
Elise Nicole Batson, Bachelor of Arts, major in History and Creative Writing. Thank you. Julia Bidlichenko, Bachelor of Arts, Honors in International Development Studies with a minor in Russian Studies. Victoria Bond Boudelier, Bachelor of Arts, major in Law, Justice, and Society with a minor in Early Modern Studies. Joshua Stephen Dort, Bachelor of Arts, Honors in Psychology. Gina Emily Grattan, Bachelor of Arts, Honors in Environment, Sustainability, and Society, and English. Ryan Evelyn Irwin, Bachelor of Arts, major in Sociology and Social Anthropology and Law, Justice, and Society. Peter Randall Jansen, Bachelor of Arts, major in Environment, Sustainability and Society and Political Science. Geneviève Labbé, Bachelor of Arts, honors in International Development Studies with a minor in Contemporary Studies. Nathan Alexander Lang, Bachelor of Arts, first-class honors in English with a minor in music. Layla Ava Mankowski, Bachelor of Arts, major in English. Congratulations. Julia Catherine Mountainay, Bachelor of Arts, major in Gender and Women's Studies. Major in Gender and Women's Studies with a minor in Journalism Studies. Matthew Craig Scott, Bachelor of Arts, first-class honors in History with a minor in French. Elizabeth Iris Scott Black, Bachelor of Arts, first-class honors in Spanish and French, University Medal in French, University Medal in Spanish. Ellen Freeman Zagar, Bachelor of Arts, first-class honors in English and Russian Studies with a minor in Environment, Sustainability, and Society with a University Medal in Russian Studies. Ilo Marjorie Janosko Aris, Bachelor of Arts with combined honors in Contemporary Studies, first-class honors in Contemporary Studies and German with a minor in Classics. Ruth Abigail Ballard, Bachelor of Arts with combined honors in Contemporary Studies, honors in Contemporary Studies and Creative Writing. Riel Morgana Berkey Clark, Bachelor of Arts with combined honors in Contemporary Studies, first-class honors in Contemporary Studies and Law, Justice, and Society with a minor in International Development Studies. Andrew Peterson Burrows, Bachelor of Arts with combined honors in Contemporary Studies, honors in Contemporary Studies and Political Science. Sophia Dime, Bachelor of Arts with combined honors in Contemporary Studies, honors in Contemporary Studies and English. Frances Grace Fife, Bachelor of Arts with combined honors in Contemporary Studies, first-class honors in Contemporary Studies and English. Sean Liam Mallow Galway, Bachelor of Arts with combined honors in Contemporary Studies, honors in Contemporary Studies and English with a minor in European Studies. Jillian Kate Gowron, Bachelor of Arts with combined honors in Contemporary Studies, first-class honors in Contemporary Studies and Biology. Simon Gillies, Bachelor of Arts with combined honors in Contemporary Studies, honors in Contemporary Studies and Political Science. Kira Gordon, Bachelor of Arts with combined honors in Contemporary Studies, honors in Contemporary Studies and Creative Writing. Stuart Hugh Harden, Bachelor of Arts with Combined Honors in Contemporary Studies, First Class Honors in Contemporary Studies and Canadian Studies. Jacob Adam Hermant, Bachelor of Arts with Combined Honors in Contemporary Studies, First Class Honors in Contemporary Studies and Theatre with a minor in Early Modern Studies. Claire Jansen Fott, Bachelor of Arts with Combined Honors in Contemporary Studies, First Class Honors in Contemporary Studies and Gender and Women's Studies. Katrina Erin Jones, Bachelor of Arts with Combined Honors in Contemporary Studies, Honors in Contemporary Studies and Creative Writing. Dylan Ariana Clemens Leiper, Bachelor of Arts with Combined Honors in Contemporary Studies, Honors in Contemporary Studies and Environment, Sustainability and Society. Emma Suzanne McGugan, Bachelor of Arts with Combined Honors in Contemporary Studies, Honors in Contemporary Studies and Gender and Women's Studies. Chelsea Kathleen McMillan, Bachelor of Arts with Combined Honors in Contemporary Studies, Honors in Contemporary Studies and Creative Writing. Rachel Ziff O'Brien, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Arts with Combined Honors in Contemporary Studies, First Class Honors in Contemporary Studies and English. Genevieve Oliver, Bachelor of Arts with Combined Honors in Contemporary Studies, First Class Honors in Contemporary Studies and Cinema and Media Studies with a minor in Gender and Women's Studies. Isabel Margaret Francis Reynolds, Bachelor of Arts with Combined Honors in Contemporary Studies, First Class Honors in Contemporary Studies and Political Science. Caleb Shear, Bachelor of Arts with Combined Honors in Contemporary Studies, First Class Honors in Contemporary Studies and Classics with a minor in Mathematics, University Medal in Contemporary Studies, King's Medal. Ghislaine Irene Sinclair, Bachelor of Arts with Combined Honors in Contemporary Studies, First Class Honors in Contemporary Studies and English. Kate Elizabeth Tracy, Bachelor of Arts with Combined Honors in Contemporary Studies, Honors in Contemporary Studies and French. Sophie Isabel Weisman, Bachelor of Arts with Combined Honors in Contemporary Studies, Honors in Contemporary Studies and Political Science. Cedric Louis Paul Blay, Bachelor of Arts with Combined Honors in History of Science and Technology, First Class Honors in History of Science and Technology and International Development Studies with a minor in Contemporary Studies. Noah James Kay, Bachelor of Arts with Combined Honors in History of Science and Technology, Honors in History of Science and Technology and Philosophy. Cameron Christopher Yetman, Bachelor of Arts with Combined Honors in History of Science and Technology, First Class Honors in Philosophy and History of Science and Technology, University Medal in History of Science and Technology, University Medal in Philosophy. Charlotte Alana Grieve, Bachelor of Science, major in biology with a minor in English, with distinction. Brigid Elizabeth Odenthal, Bachelor of Science, first class honors in biology. Riel Douglas Tetro, Bachelor of Science with combined honors in contemporary studies, first class honors in economics and contemporary studies. Thank you. Madeline Mary Bizo, Bachelor of Journalism with honors. Felicia May Chandler, Bachelor of Journalism with honors. Thank you. Lucia Fountain Helder, Bachelor of Journalism with honors. Honors in journalism with a minor in international development studies. Matthew Thomas McNeil, Bachelor of Journalism with honors. Olivia Grace Malley, Bachelor of Journalism with honors. Honors in journalism with a minor in international development studies. One moment, please. Abigail Trevino, Bachelor of Journalism, honors with a minor. Chelsea Ann Clareau, Bachelor of Journalism. Benjamin Michael Elliott, Bachelor of Journalism. Sarah Kahn, Bachelor of Journalism. Lynn Basudo, Master of Fine Arts. Marilyn Carr, Master of Fine Arts. Melinda Kathleen Jacobs, Master of Fine Arts. Leola Rita LeBlanc, Master of Fine Arts. Amanda Jane Lee, Master of Fine Arts. Moira Bonnie McDonald, Master of Fine Arts. Kristen Holly McLeod, Master of Fine Arts. Thank you. Lori Ann McKay, Master of Fine Arts. Thank you. Susan Patricia Nader, Master of Fine Arts. Laura Lee Pratt, Master of Fine Arts. Christine Louise Sharp, Master of Fine Arts. Bernard M. Wood, Master of Fine Arts.
class of 2020. I call upon the public orator, Dr. Peter O'Brien.
Domine Cancellaria, praesento vobis Christoforum ludica senem vocatum, ut admitator ad gradum doctoris in iure civili honoris causa. While at university for his first degree, Chris Ludica was introduced to what he has described as this sort of rhythmic, weird, out-of-tune drum with strings on it. With his characteristic talent for investing the ordinary with wonder, he went on, "I was just so gobsmacked to discover this thing." The thing in question was a banjo, which has become, in the years since, his instrument of love, both because it is what he plays most often and because it has become the bespoke vehicle of his various passions. Since his first commercially released album, 2006's Hinterland, Ludica has delivered his complex lyrics, both self-reflective and world-reflective, in memorable melodies that charm and haunt, and that stretch the bluegrass strings of his signature instrument into unfamiliar genres. In 7 studio albums to date, his songs trace a deeply personal history of love, work, art, family, friendship, religion, and politics that at the same time appeal to diverse audiences across age groups, provinces, and nations. For many years a resident of Chester, his songs frequently evoke an intense sense of place that lend a Nova Scotian inflection to the lyrics that have become life soundtracks for countless individuals and families. From the anthemic exuberance of songs like "I Quit My Job" and "Big Group Breakfast," to the intensely personal and contemplative "Wake Up Hill" and "Inchworm," Ludica portrays life's highs and lows in community and in isolation. His songs track generational anxieties from the economic of low on the hog to the political of death of truth. He has conveyed the sweet nostalgia of family life in the early days, channeled the power of artistic inspiration in "My Hands Are on Fire," and returned again and again in songs like "Joy of Cooking" and "Sardine Song" to the supra-sensible power of food to consecrate friendship and instantiate joie de vivre. In "I Wanna Go," there's religion. And everywhere, but everywhere, there is love. As the power of attraction and mutual sustenance, songs like "At the Airport" to "Tender is the Night" to "Yodelady," and so many more. In tours and performances, Ludica has collaborated with numerous musicians and groups locally, nationally, and internationally, including Symphony Nova Scotia, Rose Cousins, Kim Barlow, Christine Fellows, Tim O'Brien, former King's Assistant Director of Music, Nick Halley, and King's alum, Ben Kaplan. In 2019, he was an extremely popular guest narrator for King's Christmas with the Chapel Choir. On May 21st in Halifax, he will perform with legendary singer-songwriter Loudon Wainwright III. Ludica has won several awards over his career, notably Juno Awards in 2009 and 2011 for Solo Roots and Traditional Album of the Year, and multiple East Coast Music Awards in 2014. For many years, Chris Ludica has been visiting the King's campus to sing and speak to students. Many of his fellow graduates in the class of 2020 here present heard him in their first days at King's in one of the exclusive September concerts he performed during orientation week. Madam Chancellor, for his contributions to music and culture with the charm of a troubadour and the wisdom of a senator, I ask you, in the name of King's College, to bestow upon Chris Old Man Ludica the degree of Doctor of Civil Laws, honoris causa.
Placena week covacigoni ugrados doctores eno kiwali confarator in Christophorium ludec senem vocatum. Placina hubis dumini doctores.
Plaquette.
Placini vubis magistri.
Plaquette.
Haec gratia concassa et sic pronutio concassium. Auctoritati mea te totius universitatis admito te adarum doctorisin inuque civilium universitates nostra colii Regulalis e nomina Patris e Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Admito te ad domum convocationis.
Dr. Chris Old Man Ludica will be addressing convocation.
Cool. How awesome is this? I worked in the Dell Art Center box office. I quit that job to do this. Thank you very much for having me. Congratulations, everybody. It's very special to see you after all this time and to see all your loved ones here, too. The night of my graduation, I was tossed out of a bar. I went to McGill University, and I was thrown out of a bar with a priest and a carpenter named Manana Jim. I was in Dawson City, Yukon. I had hitchhiked there, and maybe a little bit of that's in this one here. Just like a river, I'll carve my own valley. Just like a mountain, I'll stand all alone. Just like a cloud, I'll uncover a sunset. This world is it, I'll make it my home. This world is it, I will make it my home. And standing by highways, I'll thumb my way over. Standing by oceans, I'll listen to poems. Standing in cities, I'll sing out the warnings. This world is it, I'll make it my home. This world is it, I will make it my home. 'Cause I've been to the bottom of fear fear and self-loathing, in all of that darkness, love came along. Though I still know my way down to that basement, I leave it behind when I hear these songs. I leave it behind when I hear these songs. Against the armies of darkness, I'll ride out to meet them. Against the haters and the half-baked, I'll win them with song. Careerists in power, I'll sweep out the ashes. This world is it, I'll make it my home. This world is it, I will make it my home. 'Cause I've been to the bottom of fear and self-loathing. In all of that darkness, love came along. Though I still know my way down to that basement, I leave it behind when I hear these songs. I leave it behind when I hear these songs. And lying with you, love, will move from the center. Lying like grass, our love will grow long. Lying like Whitman, we'll love everybody. This world is it, we'll make it our home. This world is it, we will make it our home. 'Cause we've been to the bottom of fear and self-loathing. In all of that darkness, love came along. Though we still know our way down to that basement, we leave it behind when we sing these songs. We leave it behind when we sing these songs. Thank you very much.
Many of you will have tickets for the luncheon, which begins at 12:30 in the King's Quad. That concludes the business of Encina, and I call upon our chaplain, Dr. Renell Ingalls, to say a closing prayer.
Lumine sume numinis mentes graduatorum impleantur, nec non et corda benignitate ut semina apud nos collegiale sata de hinc per cardines mundi diligenter serant. Numen idem creator, redemptor, fulter nos omnes diverse abeuntes custodiat, foveat et semper protegat. Amen.
Please stand for the royal anthem.
Amen.